Thanks to our great sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet, ExpressRoofing.net, Cumberland Valley, National Bank, CSEP, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble Agent, Luxury Pet Services, Equipment, Sales and Rentals, May Marketing, KYmedia.net, Real Life Community Church, Time Warner Cable, and Madison County Schools.
Welcome to the Coach Mark Center Show.
Hi, I'm Samantha Burford with Madison County School Sports Television. We want you to watch the Coach Mark Center Show.
We look forward to seeing you on Madison County School Sports Television.
Welcome back to the Coach Mark Center Show. I'm Samantha Burford, and I am here with the head coach of the Madison Central Indians, head coach Mark Centers. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You guys had a very, very big and very, very long day last Saturday night. Before we started shooting, we were sitting here talking about that day, and it was a very long day, but a good outcome to the evening. 8-7 win over Knox Central. Tell us about it.
Well, a huge day for our program overall. You know, we are thankful to have our middle school feeder programs all participate, and they each had a really great day, and you know, some tough games. Overall, Clark Moore's game went into 4 overtimes, and just a really exciting day, and they all represented us very, very well. Appreciate all that they did. And then, of course, you know, battling the rain back and forth and the various elements of the weather, but had a really good turnout, especially considering the elements. And you know, of course, the most important thing was we were able to get that win over a really good Knox Central team to round out the day. So that makes the long day and everything a whole lot easier to deal with.
It sure does. And when he says elements, he means a lot of rain.
Yeah.
It wasn't all day, but it sure did seem like it. And during your all's game, which Central played the very last game, it started really pouring. How do you think that affected your team, Coach?
Well, I mean, you know, both teams have to play in it, and so all of those things go into play. And we had actually talked about it earlier in the week because Monday it was really hot and humid at practice, and then Tuesday it rained extremely hard, and that's exactly what we were telling the kids. You know, we have to practice in it, we have to prepare because you never know what's going to happen, and sure enough, we had all of those different things come at us Saturday. So, but it like I say, it wasn't an all-day thing, but when it rained, it surely did decide to rain there for a while in the second quarter.
And we were talking earlier that we filmed all 5 games live, and we couldn't even show the left side of the field because we kept having to pull the camera back.
Right.
So you couldn't see if something went far left. So it was, and they had umbrellas over the cameras. Yeah. You guys did too. I know, it's crazy.
It was, and you know, and that's just, you know, it's kind of part of football.
Part of outdoors.
It's part of the deal.
That's right.
And you have to kind of battle through those things, and hopefully we get a chance to play when it's really cold.
Yeah.
It wouldn't bother me a bit to play in some really cold weather in late November, early December. That's kind of the goal. So
before we get into your game and talk about some of your players, let's talk a little bit about the middle school games. This was really your all's big fundraiser, the Coach Roy Kid Bowl. All 3 of your feeder middle school programs had a good turnout, had some great games like you mentioned a few minutes ago. I know you were there all day long, so I know you had to be exhausted. But let's talk a little bit about the middle school games.
We're just, you know, again, really happy that the way that they played hard and the way that they represented our program, you know. Some tough matchups, you know. They honestly, they started off. Madison Middle came out with a big win, over Windburn, and that was a great day for them, and certainly they're very excited about that result. And then you know, probably, you know, one of the varsity games turned out to probably be some of the most competitive games that perhaps in the history of the bowl. It was really 2 exciting varsity games, but maybe one of the most heart-wrenching games of the day was the Clark Moore's game in the middle of the day, because they went into 4 overtimes, and and just at the very end gave up one. It was just neither team wanted to give up, and both teams fought extremely hard. And that was that builds character. Even a game like that, you hear it all the time, and it sounds really cliche, but there's not really a loser in that game because both teams battled so hard. And they gave up one there at the end. And I know Coach Story, I heard him talking to his guys, after the game, telling them that he felt like they had plenty of opportunities to win it, but they battled hard and played really well. And then Cottle taking on one of the best of the upper class in the Kentucky Middle School Football Association. Wayne County is one of the higher population schools, and Cottle has a very nice team that they're putting together out there. They've had a brutal schedule to open the season. They faced Johnson Central and Wayne, which are two of the better middle school teams in the state, and I think their other game was a real close game against E.J. Hayes. So that's the great thing about the early season and the early bowl season, because hosting the bowls as we do, the kids may not see me, but I'm always somewhere kind of hiding and watching, and it gives me an opportunity to really get to see the schools and the kids that are coming up through the program, and get an idea and watch them play and cheer them on, and that's probably the best thing of the days of not only hosting our own bowl and having our guys in that, but the middle school bowls that each of the schools have, getting to see them. So really excited about the future. We've got some good classes coming.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're probably knowing that you're around the corner watching somewhere. So, in their minds, they're thinking, I got to do really well because Coach Centers is going to be here watching. Not only is my parents and my coaches, but Coach Centers and his staff's going to be here watching too. So a little motivation.
I hope
and it's still early in their season too. So.
Oh yeah. And all of these things for them are really just preparing for their conference season and trying to win that conference. The most important thing for them. So that's really the best thing about it. But I hope they know. I hope that the kids playing for our middle schools really understand. Not only how much attention that we're paying, but that we're really pulling for them and excited about their future, because they are the future of our program. And I'm very excited about, again, all three schools. I have the benefit of being able to watch from afar and start thinking about, okay, when all these guys come together and you get these guys and these guys pushing them all together, they're still trying to beat each other. Yeah, they're still trying to beat each other and win their conference, which is great. But I get the benefit of saying, okay, now when these guys are freshmen, we keep all these guys. It's going to be pretty good. So we're excited.
Good. Well, let's roll right into your big game. Well, we'll talk about both games, because the first varsity game, that was a nail-biter too.
Yeah, well.
Holy cow, that went into overtime. So that was really exciting. It was raining, so a lot of people were still sitting in their cars, like myself, waiting for you guys to come on out and play, because it was raining bad. And I thought, it's in overtime, I'm going to wait. But you guys were out there watching it. What'd you think of the first game?
Well, a lot of great guys. I was nestled snug in my office trying to get my mind right.
You were preparing.
But a lot of our coaches were out there kind of keeping an eye on things and peeking. And we know what to expect from Wayne County, and I think Coach Parks did too. Coach Thompson's doing just a fantastic job down at Wayne, and the type of team that they have and the type of ball that they play, a really physical brand of football. And of course, they brought everyone back, or virtually everyone back from the last year's team, and just a really, really good matchup. And of course, Bryan Station, I know they're young in spots, but they look very, very formidable. They have the big number 10, Quentin Floyd, the defensive end that plays a little bit of quarterback from them. He's a very, very good football player, and overall their team, they're always gonna have a very talented group of players that they have, and and Coach Park's doing a great job. We're good friends and have known each other for a long time now, and really respect what he's doing up there. So, like I say, I think the games this year were perhaps the most competitive and most exciting games in the history of the bowl. And it's too bad that the weather was how it was, because a big crowd could have really enjoyed some football. But hopefully those folks that didn't get a chance will pull up Madison County School Sports Television and watch those games and get a look at them and see a couple of really good high school football games.
That is true, and you don't have to sit out in the rain to do that. But you guys did have a pretty big crowd despite the rain. You made some money. We mentioned it in your first show. This is your big fundraiser, so we're very happy that the crowds came. They bought concessions, and you guys made a little bit of money. So we talked about how you have to feed the teams before, and Buffalo Wild Wings was your major sponsor, so they came through with lots of food for
Yeah.
all 5 teams, right?
Yeah, the 4 varsity teams, they helped feed after the game, and had the National Guard tent, Texas, straight from Texas barbecue out there. They helped provide food for our hospitality tent and did a lot of good things, and we got a lot of really good community partners, and really happy and so thankful that so many people did come out and brave the weather and support the kids. The student section was awesome. They were chanting before the game.
They were there too.
And you know, we know we can count on those guys. We know exactly.
In their camo.
Yeah, they
had
came
their
out there
camo for the National Guard.
Yep, for the National Guard uniforms. Of course, both in our game with Knox, we both got to wear. Sergeant David Hall with the Kentucky National Guard came through for us. We had the home National Guard uniform, and then Knox Central wore the away version of the same uniform, and that was really great
nice
for the kids. And they were very nice, and you know, it that always kind of makes it special. So I felt great that you know, our student section kind of played off of that theme with the camo, and it was awesome. And we really appreciate that student section and them getting behind our guys and making noise out there, and you know, like I say, rain, sleet, hail.
We're going to get it all this season.
I hope we do. I hope we, and I hope we do. And we know those guys in the student section, they're going to be out there for us. Yep.
And you know, truly, you just want to say, for a first home game, for your first game period of the season, it was big.
Yes, it was.
I mean, what could, other than the weather, what else could you have asked for? With the win, the students, the parents. You made some money. Fantastic. What else could you have asked for, really?
That's right. Off to a good start.
Off to a fantastic start. So congratulations on that. That's great.
Thank you.
So let's roll right into, let's talk about Knox Central. This was you've played them 3 times. This was your first win against them. I think you played them, what, in 2011?
2011, 2012 was the last time that they were part of the Central schedule.
They were a good team.
And have been, you know, Coach Russell's been building a very good program down there for a long time. Wayne Mills kind of went to Knox and kind of got the program really turned around and started getting respect. And then when he left and went to Bell, Scotty Russell took over and has just really elevated the stature of that program for the last several years. And you know, they're very strong. They're very physically strong. They're a talented bunch, and definitely a veteran group as well. You know, they played a lot of football, and the number one, Jamel Carton, is one of the really kind of maybe hidden talents in the state. Very talented young man, a talented corner as well as a running back, and we knew we had our hands full as coaches. We knew we were going to have a battle on our hands, and we preached to our kids all week that it was going to be a battle, and it certainly was. And just really glad that things turned out the way they did, because it may not have been pretty, but you get that win, and that helps.
Yeah. Do you think your team for the season opener, were they as prepared and ready as you thought? When I interviewed you at halftime, you said they had a little, what was the word you said? Maybe jitters, or they weren't performing as well as you thought they were wanting. You were wanting them to, maybe.
Defensively, we probably, defense carried us. I mean, the job that
I got a lot about defense.
Yeah, absolutely. The job that Coach Kirk and our defensive staff did in preparing these guys was just outstanding and right on point. And then just as importantly as that, the players executing the game plan and really selling out and playing hard-nosed, aggressive defense. That's something that we really are trying to hang our hat on, and just the aggressive style that we played, and we played very hard. We're giving great effort and pursuing the ball. Yeah. That's probably the biggest thing that I think our defense is doing right now, is we're really, really pursuing the ball and really getting 11 hats of the ball. So, I can't say enough about those guys and the job that they did. We had so many guys stand up and make huge, huge plays on defense. The big miscommunication or whatever on the punt.
At the beginning of the game?
On the punt.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Well, it
took them forever to decide what to call.
Yeah, that's probably a much longer story than we have time for, really. But bottom line, what happened was they're
live ball.
They at the punt, there was a holding call during the punt, and the interpretation of the rule was going back and forth. I don't really know what was going on in the officials' huddle, but I know what Mr. Jenkins spoke to me, and I have tons of respect for Bernie Jenkins. In my opinion, he's one of the finest officials that we have, and he was working with his crew trying to get the call right, and they did their best they could to get the call right. You know, I've disagreed with officials many times, so that's not anything new. But anyway, the end result.
You got to respect their decision.
Well, I mean, you know, it was what it was, and you know, again, and we spoke again about it at halftime and kind of cleared things up a little bit. But you know, the end result was a play where we had them stopped and should have had them stopped and should have gotten the ball back. We didn't, and then we turned around and had an enormous play where we turned them over on the next play. Hunter Hazelwood recovered a fumble right after that to give us the ball back. So that was kind of one of those things that we were that really helped. I mean, that was just a momentum swinger because, you know, to think you're getting the ball back and then to turn around and nod, and then for the defense to go right back out there and say, okay, we'll just take it. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And then that play was huge. And then Knox Central had a great drive where they drove all the way down and was inside the 5, and we popped it loose and got another huge turnover down there. You know, those two plays, those are winning football plays. Those are plays where, you know, and it takes 11 guys to make that happen. 11 guys doing their job and doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing aggressively to make that happen. And so I was really, really pleased with that effort and many more. You know, again, you know, I could call probably 12 or 15 names. I mean, we have a lot of guys play a lot that do really, really well defensively, and you know, of course, Morehead, you know, kind of a spearhead at the linebacker, but you know, Tristan and Jordan Hendricks at the inside backer positions, and Daniel Baker and Hunter, as well as a couple of other kids, Jabari and a couple of those the outside backers, our defensive line. We rotated 6-7 guys in at the defensive line. The Cox twins, Robert Freeman, Jordan Akahari. We had
KJ.
We had Darius Allen came up with a huge sack, and then we also had Kenneth Houlihan in there and Sweeney, and then like you say, our secondary. I've told everybody, and I say it all the time, if there's a big play on our defense, KJ Long is somewhere close to it. And he had a fantastic job from the strong safety spot. Christian Everly had a great job from the free safety spot, and Elijah Haskins and Ben Snap and a couple other guys, you know, at our corners. You know, like I said, we had, you know, 14, 15, 16 guys just play lights out on defense.
Right.
And
we do want to mention Tristan Morehead was the game's MVP.
Yeah, and rightfully
so. Nice trophy there at the end of the game, acknowledgement. That was really nice. And
yes,
showing he had 7 tackles, 1 for loss and 1 forced fumble. So which was just one of the many things he did.
He's kind of our leader. You know, I mean, you know, defensively, he was voted one of the team captains by the kids and
senior, right?
Yep, senior, and you know, has really worked hard in the off season, and you know, he kind of helps get us aligned and put us where we need to be, and kind of very much a spearhead to our defense.
Now, a second ago, you mentioned Hunter Hazelwood.
Yep.
You want to tell him the bad news?
Well, it's
retorn.
Yeah, it's retorn. It's gotten out again. So it's you know, he had really worked hard to get back from the original ACL injury, and
is this
was
a
performing
meniscus too,
very
or
well.
Just ACL?
I don't really know the details right now.
They'll know when they get in there.
I know the specifics of the ACL being gone again, and I got to speak with him briefly for a few minutes today, and we've texted back and forth stuff, but you know, kind of the details about exactly what's gone and the knee is but it's just, you know, it's an unfortunate thing, and you hate it for him. You know, the great thing about a guy like Hunter Hazelwood is he's gonna, you know, as much as he wants to play high school football, he's got a bright future ahead of him.
That's true.
The kid's got a 30 on the ACT. So
I was gonna say, I think he wants to go to med school.
I'm sure he's gonna do just fine and keep right on going. And he's battled through it before, and he will again. But you hate it for him.
It's not easy.
Yeah, no,
we all know
it's not. It's not. But you know, and certainly, you know.
So you think he's
the way
out
it
for the
happened.
season?
Well, yeah, there's
Definitely.
no question. Yeah, there's no question. So. that means that somebody's going to have a chance to step up and fill a spot this week, and that
Have you seen
process
people doing
has
that
already
today
started.
at your practice?
We
yesterday?
did. Yep. The process has already started, and you know, it'll kind of shake itself out as the week goes along. But definitely, that's why we have teams, and that's why it's so important, especially in football and especially in 6A football. In some cases, it certainly is a game of attrition, and you kind of have to have a next man up mentality, and that, you know, and that's, you know, a lot of different places, you know, going back to our spring, you know, guys that you know, have not been able to play for injury reason and things like that. You know, we just we love them, and we appreciate, you know, everything that they're part of our program, but they know at any time, all football players know when you step on the field, it's something that happens, and
it's really
you have to
all
move
high
on.
school athletics. College
It is.
I mean,
It is.
When you step out there, you know you're putting yourself on the line.
Yep.
It can happen.
And that's part of it. But you know what? You know, people get in cars and get on four-wheelers and do everything every day. So, you know, I mean,
We never know, do we?
It's part of life, and the most important thing that we can do is be prepared to handle it when the time arises.
All right, Coach, we're going to take a quick break, and we want to thank Jack Burford Chevrolet. We take over their studio for every one of your shows. They're your coach's sponsor, I should say. So we just kind of take over. Maybe we'll make a few car deals while we're sitting here. But we're going to run some commercial breaks, and when we come right back, we'll get into the Central offense.
Thanks to our great sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet, ExpressRoofing.net, Cumberland Valley National Bank, CSEP, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble Agent, Luxury Pet Services, Equipment, Sales and Rentals, May Marketing, KYmedia.net, Real Life Community Church, Time Warner Cable, and Madison County Schools.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County Schools Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCS TV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Coach Mark Center Show. We're here at Jack Burford Chevrolet. We kind of take over their little reception area, their customer service lounge is what they call it, and we just kind of make ourselves at home, have a few car deals, and while we're doing that, we're going to talk some football. So let's talk Central offense. You guys scored right off the bat there at the beginning of the game. I mean, that's kind of fun to watch, and then it was really kind of fun for me as a fan to watch that, you know, you went in for two. So tell us about that.
Yeah, well, that's the reason why I wear this hat so often is because I've got so much gray hair, and so much gray hair comes from a lot of stuff like that, and 8-7 didn't help that much at all. But you know,
made a difference though, didn't it?
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, it really was. And you know, offense, we really had a hard time getting tracked all night, and some of that can be attributed to Knox Central's very good defense, and some of that can be attributed to us just not really executing at times, and that's stuff that we've got to clean up. And you know, we're veteran offense in some areas, and we're very young offense in some areas. So you know, that's something that we're going to have to develop, and guys step up and make plays. And the elements, without question, I think impact the offense more so than perhaps the defense, especially in a night particularly like that. But yeah, had a really good drive there where we kind of did get things clicking, and we got the ball on a reasonably short field. I think we took the ball about the 45-yard line, and Jabari was hitting it very well. We hit the outside zone play a time or two, and then he took for about 12 yards out. He took the outside zone and bounced to the outside and was able to score, which was a huge one. And then that set us up for our muddle huddle on the extra point, and that little thing that we work on that seems to be a thorn in people's sides.
They fell for it.
Sometimes that's been a very, very valuable part of our offense, and you know, we consider it to be, you know, it's technically special teams, but we consider it to be a huge part of our offense. So.
Yeah, and then you went in for two. So really, for me as a fan, I think it made a difference to the game. If not, we'd have been going into overtime. So
well, that's right. Yeah, we'd have been tied up, and definitely, you know, it puts you playing the game a little bit differently, and you know, it's was a little bit surprised that after we got our 2, that when Knox scored on the punt return, that they didn't go for 2. But you know, they elected to kick and had confidence that they were going to go, and our defense held. So you know
that might be a play they haven't worked on.
It could be. It could
Or
be.
maybe they're young as far as that special teams go.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about some other players. See, I'm not taking up for Knox Central. I'm just giving some reasons. Anyway, let's get into Zach Harden. I have that he was 4 for 12, 41 yards. What are your thoughts?
Well, you know, tough night, not an easy night for any quarterback. You know,
Right.
we had some issues with the ball being slick and not being
Wet.
able to grip, and you know,
Threw for 1 interception.
yeah, and
Sacked 6 times.
had some issues with some routes that, like I say, you know, we got a lot of things that we need to clean up. You know, there's some protection issues we need to clean up. There's some route running we need to clean up. You know, Zach's you know making it, going through reads and stuff, and again, you know, the elements and stuff. It was not a precision night on offense, but it doesn't shake my confidence in our offense. I think we'll be just fine, and I think we'll, you know, we're starting. You know, I'm looking forward to March practice. I'm very much looking forward to March practice because tomorrow will be more of an offensive focus for us, and I'm really excited to see our guys come out and see how we respond to that. And again, you know, we got the win and we move on. We've already watched film with the guys, and they know the things that we need to correct, and I have no doubt that we will. You know, a lot of things went into a tough night. Not all, you know, Knox Central had a very good defense,
Right.
and like I say, we cleaned up some mistakes, and we're going to look a lot better on offense.
Right, and it is game 1.
That's right.
That's the goal.
That's
Get
right.
better every
we
week.
must get better every week.
Let's talk about Jaylen Powell. He had 24 yards, 5 rushes.
Yeah, he was consistent. You know, he doing a really good job coming out of our halfback spot. You know, he was able, his quickness was able to kind of help him. Jaylen has very good field vision, and he was able to kind of pop out the backside on a couple of runs where they had a shutdown at the point of attack, and he was still able to gain yards. So he had a very solid night helping us carry the ball.
And Ethan Hahn.
Yep, 2 catches. You know, a sophomore going in and really getting the first varsity start of his career. And I'm certain that nerves were involved there. And Ethan's going to be a really good player down the road.
And let's move right into Christian Everly.
Yeah,
1 catch for 24 yards.
Yeah, and that was probably, you know, our best pass play of the night, no question. And it was just, you know, as it had to be. You know, a very
that one was
simple.
fun to watch.
Yeah, very simple hitch play. You know, but again, you know, with the way it was raining and as wet as the ball was, you know, the simple hook route was good, and the guy just missed him, so he's able to turn it up the field and get some yards. It was a big catch. It moved the change at the right time.
And we can't miss Mr. Miller, 1 reception for 9 yards.
Right, yeah, and had a couple opportunities. Yeah. Keenan and Christian both actually had a couple opportunities at deep ball that, you know, we just, you know, the timing was just off. And you know, if it would really, you know, 'cause you're always thinking what if, but, you know, if we hit a couple of those, we took a couple of shots to Keenan, took a couple of shots to Christian, and, you know, if we hit one of those, it changes the way they're defending us because they now know we couldn't go over top. And, and you know, it just, you know, but it is what it is. In that rain, it's very hard to hit a deep ball. But
now, you mentioned in the last show, I believe, we talked about your field. You know, you guys revised the field a little, and I don't want to call it revision, but you added the turf to, what do you call it? Special football word.
It was a reconditioning of the field, and as I understand it, I think both schools got it. It was, you know,
much needed.
It was, especially, you know, our field was kind of short on crumb rubber, and that infield just really makes the turf stand up better. It makes it more cushiony for the players, and it was just great because you know, the field was cleaned and disinfected, and then that new infield came in, and it's hopefully going to do a lot for the longevity of our field, and certainly makes for a good playing surface. So we were very excited about that, and you know, it's something that now, you know, hopefully our county will support as far as, you know, a generalized maintenance plan and be able to keep those fields nice, because certainly when they put those fields in a few years ago, I'm sure they had you know, the future in mind, and when, you know, you don't put that kind of money into a turf field unless the future is in mind, saving the money. So it's you know, it's kind of, you know, Dad always taught me we were supposed to take care of what we have, and so it's very important for us to take care of our facilities and take care of all that we have, because we are blessed with very, very good facilities.
Well, and to ease a lot of people's minds, they may be saying, "Oh, time goes by so quickly. And then a new field. They just got in that field." But truth be told, how old is the field now?
Well, I wasn't here, so
I was going to say it's 5 years old now.
It's about 5 or 6. Yeah, I
Yes.
think 2012 was the first year that it was open.
6 years.
So yeah.
So really, people are thinking, because I know I do it too. Time gets away from you. And you think,
it does.
they've only been playing on that a year or two.
Yeah,
It's really already been 6.
That's right. It goes by fast, and that's again that is a testament to that, because when you go out on that field, it looks new.
It does.
And we're blessed with very good facilities.
Yes, well, we don't just let everybody walk on it, so we got to keep it
That's
pristine, right?
That's right.
All right, so Friday night, big game against
Yes.
Dunbar, another home game.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that, Coach?
Well, we're certainly in the process of preparing for that already. I mean, it being Tuesday night, we're well past Knox Central.
I was going to say, I have to pull up the notes because I know you've already moved on.
Yeah, and that's kind of how the coaching deal is. We're pretty well moved on by about 8 o'clock Saturday morning from the coaches. Hopefully, the players got to enjoy it a little bit, but we were Sunday morning. We were already preparing for Dunbar.
All-nighter.
But that's Dunbar's a different football team than what we've seen. My first 2 years here, Coach Raines was the head coach over there, and of course we had a great history, and that you what you expect out of Dunbar. They've got 4 or 5 guys that are just phenomenal athletes. They've got a Dontrell Brown that played basketball for them that is a really, really nice football player, a very nice athlete. If any, I don't know if anybody will remember the name Lionel DeWalt or not, but there's some people out there with gray hair like me will remember Lionel DeWalt for UK, and he kind of reminds me body type of him. He's a really nice player. Does a lot of stuff for him. He kicks their extra points, things like that, and plays offense, plays defense. He's definitely a key member for Dunbar, and then they're a 6A team, your typical 6A Lexington team. You're going to have very good players, and their new coach is changing their system. They're back to the spread now. They had kind of transitioned to more of a run offense late last year, so they look to be spreading the field out a little bit. But we still feel like they're probably spreading the field for the purpose of running. So it's still going to be very important for us to key on stopping the run and doing those things and playing our keys the right way. So. And then, offensively, we've just got to go back. We've got to get into attack mode offensively the way our defense is in attack mode. And if we can do that, I think things will start progressing steadily for us.
Right. Well, Coach, we wish you the best. And as always, I give you the last word. So anything that you want to say, I'm sure you want to give a shout out to all those sponsors that helped you guys last Saturday night.
Well, we do. We had so many people to really help our program. And so many parent volunteers working throughout the day, working concession, working the gate, working the chains. The folks that came out and paid $10 to watch us in a pouring, driving rain.
Concession stand.
Yeah, concession stand,
You had
absolutely.
it all, yes.
Because the concession stand was out there all day long. Press box crew.
Yep.
It takes so many people to put on the Roy Kidd Bowl, and it's a huge event. It really is, and we're trying our best to build Roy Kidd Bowl into one of the premier bowls in the state. And I feel like from the feedback we're getting from our visiting teams and things that we're doing that. But, like I say, but what it comes down to make it successful, we've got to put great football on the field. But we also have to have people that are willing to come and pay their money to watch good high school football. And especially with the rain and stuff, we're just so thankful for the people who did come and stand out there, sit out there and brave that. That was huge. And of course, Buffalo Wild Wings is our title sponsor, and then they had their Blazing Wing contest and a lot of things. A lot of different things that they do for us, in particular with the bowl and feeding our kids. Eagle Finance, it was a very important sponsor for us throughout the year. Meyer helps us tremendously with a lot of our food and things like that, and just so many other sponsors. But those big 3 for the Roy Kidd Bowl are very, very important to us. So thank you to them, and thank you to all the folks that really support our program. There's so many, and as big a program as we are, it takes a lot of people to make this thing happen.
And of course, it was nice to see Coach Kidd out on the field
Absolutely.
again and his son. So that was kind of exciting there at the end of the game, passing out the trophy. So
Yeah,
good picture moment for you to
Yeah.
grab that from him. You know.
So appreciative of Coach Kidd and his support of not only our program, the bowl especially, but our program. And you know, he's been very, very kind, very, very kind and generous throughout my short time here. And we it's not every program in the when you think about it, it's not every program in the state, let alone anywhere else, that can say they've got a guy like Coach Kidd with the reputation and the status that he has in college football, being a friend of the program. And
Right.
we're very, very thankful for him and Keith and the whole family.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Coach, good luck Friday night. It's not Saturday night. That was
Yeah.
last week.
Back to
Friday
Fridays.
night, we're back to Fridays. The weather's going to be good,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Looking forward to a little Friday Night Lights, and
Friday Night Lights.
That's we're ready to go. We will be. We've got a little bit more work to do, but we will be ready.
Yes. All right, Coach, good luck. And we'll do another show next week because we always do these shows after a home game. So we'll get talking about Dunbar soon. And then another big win, right?
Yep.
I'm doing it again.
There you
All
go.
right. Coach, thanks for joining us, and
Thank
thank
you.
you for watching. On behalf of Madison County School Sports Television, I'm Samantha Burford.
Thanks to our great sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet, ExpressRoofing.net, Cumberland Valley National Bank, CSEP, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble Agent, Luxury Pet Services, Equipment, Sales and Rentals, May Marketing, KYMedia.net, Real Life Community Church, Time Warner Cable, and Madison County Schools. Hey everybody, be a friend of Madison County School Sports Television on Facebook. MCS TV on Facebook. Log on and like us now.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter. Or like us on Facebook, MCS TV. And of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.